Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 66, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast service out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on?
Boy, I beat Song of Horror.
Yay!
Oh, you finally did. Nice.
We did it. So now we're starting a new game this week. I'm a little nervous about it. It was recommended as... Oh, I didn't smash into my computer. You smashed into your computer. Yeah, we beat Song of Horror this week. I'm really excited. That was great. We're like this close to beating Barbara. But Barbara hasn't been around. So basically, Alien Isolation has just turned into us fighting androids, which kind of...
It just seems kind of weird, because like I did stop by and checked out your stuff, and I was like, why does it seem like you're... Yeah, you seem like you've been fighting a lot of androids more than you've been fighting the aliens and stuff like that. So
well,
it's kind of
I'm a little confused too, because we locked her in like a little area off ship, but she's an alien. Can't she just like come back? I don't know. I have questions, but yeah, basically we're fighting androids now, and I got bored. I'll be honest, I'm really bored. Everyone else finds this game enjoyable. Not to say that I don't find it enjoyable. It's fine. I just don't think it's scary, like, at all. There's been a few times it got me. That's about it. But everyone else is terrified of it. So that's why we keep playing it, because it's funny. What else? I think that's kind of it. We played Among Us on Thursday, along with Fall Guys. I was going to play Overwatch, but Smitty took 2.5 hours. And I did. I'm gonna go do something else.
You don't only stand up. Oh my God! You're also you also stood up Lex. That's half time.
Like, I'll be 20 minutes, and I was like, an hour late is reasonable for him.
That was 2 hours.
And then I was like,
no, it is not reasonable. An hour late is not reasonable for anything that you're trying to do.
I agree. But here's the thing. If he says, give me 20 minutes, I know it's going to at least be an hour. So that gives me time to go live.
How are you protecting him on this?
Protect me!
I've known him for years. I ain't protected shit. I just know how he rolls, man. That's all.
It's true. It's true.
Oh my God.
I get it. You know, he's got a kid. Maybe he's putting her to sleep. I don't know. Maybe he slipped and fell in the hallway and can't get up. I don't know what he does. But you know, so I waited, and then I started getting salty with Dust, though it was not Dust's fault. And I was like, you know, I'm going to end up taking stuff out on him, and it's not even his fault. So I'm going to go play Fall Guys. Y'all call me when you're ready.
And he never came.
I did.
Yeah, they ended up playing.
I did, yeah.
They ended up playing. And I was like, here's the deal. I also don't think I care to play Overwatch comp while I'm live streaming.
Yeah, it's always a mistake, I feel like.
It's one of those, I feel like the conversations that I have are just not as good. I don't feel like I'm at my A game. I don't talk as much. And here's the deal. Like, I am good at some games I'm really good at. Other games I'm terrible because I don't see well. But here's the deal. I'm not here because you guys like watching me play games and I'm so good at something. That's not why you're there. You're there because I make you laugh and we all have a good time. And, you know, I'm your late night comedy before dinner or after dinner, whatever, you know. And I make you forget about how crazy the world is right now. And that's my job. So I don't feel like I do that accurately when I'm playing comp because I'm concentrating. And then if someone comes in chat and they talk shit about my Lucio skills, I get real salty. So.
And you just like let things go with that, man. That's crazy.
That's your trip. That's your kryptonite.
But yeah, no, it's just one of those, like, I'm good. But you know, I have discovered how fragile the male ego is this week with Among Us, and I have a new superpower. It's fine. It's delightful.
That's funny. Oh, well, anyways, that's cool. Always a fun Degrassi dramatic week that you always have every week, but that's crazy. All right, and we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What is going on, my dude? How you doing?
Doing well, my friend. It was another busy week at work. I participated in this show called Super Dating Simulator. They did like a tournament of these fictional characters. I chose Samus. I made it through the first round, so I was proud of myself that I didn't get immediately eliminated, but I did end up losing to Mick Foley. She did a fantastic job. She literally played the character of Mankind, and it was amazing. It was a rightful defeat, but it was good. We did that, and then we streamed last night, Thursday and last night. So that was a lot of fun playing. Started out playing Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. That game's dope. That was the first time I had ever played that, so I'm looking forward to playing more of that. And then we got on some Among Us last night and played and killed friends. People do get super salty at that game. I did not realize how much salt is in that game. Like people got like hurt, feelings were hurt, and I was like, wow. I was like, I had heard people like this happening, but I didn't realize it was a real thing till I witnessed it last night. I was like, oh, this is, you are serious. Okay, my bad. Damn. So it was good. It was good though. Had a lot of fun. Glad we got to play some games together.
Blast.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So how was your week though, man?
Yeah,
man, it was crazy, man. Well, not really crazy, but it was actually good. I had to take a week off because of content that we were doing off of the website confreaksandgeeks.com. So like I was actually doing something with the developers of Cartridge who did this game called Rogue Company. So
I know.
Yeah. So we were doing I was interviewing with them for the on Tuesday. And we got something that's set for embargo next week, so definitely stay tuned for that. But then also was looking at was keeping an eye on the Tokyo Game Show, as well as just a lot of different kinds of things. Like, unfortunately, I wasn't able to stream, so I wasn't able to do any streaming this week. And but for the most part, though, but there's just so much good content, so much cool stuff that's happening that like in the back end that it's like that I'm looking forward to be sharing with y'all shortly. But the next week I'll be definitely back on the grind on playing some games. The next one I'm really looking forward to is that Genshin Impact game that's coming out on PC and PS4.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's like it's an MMO that's like, it's a free to play MMO that's basically like Breath of the Wild but with more stuff to do. Yeah, and it's cell shaded, like anime like looking graphics. It looks really good though, so like I wanted to try it out. I installed it already because today was the early download for it, and it's free. So I just want to mess around with it and see if it's something that I would like to play, and see if it's something that I would want to get into. And then just loads of just random Among Us play. I was on your stream yesterday. I was on Lex's the day before, and I did the makeshift one to yesterday as well. It's just a fun game. I love playing that with my friends and stuff. So it was great. So yeah, this week was busy, but it wasn't nerve-wracking like it normally is. So that's good. So let's say, okay, well, anyways, I know you don't want to be talking about our what's it called, Among Us skills, like we own the place. So let's go to the normal rigmarole like we normally do. Each of us picks a news topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about something from a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to just talk about it amongst ourselves. So we want to talk to you, the people who are on Twitch, listening to this live, to be a part of the conversation. So if you see something on here, if you have something to say, by all means, just say it inside chat. We would love to talk about it with you, and we'll go from there. So let's get this party started, and I am going to start off. I'll be the first to start it. So this one is like, this is not really a big anything big. If you're into the gaming, you know what's going down, but it's still big news. So earlier this week, PS5 reservations came out, 3080. Everyone was on this crazy high about the next console, the next gen system. But then on Monday morning, literally Monday morning, we wake up to the news that that Microsoft buys ZeniMax, who is the parent company of Bethesda, for 7.5, I believe, 7.5 or 7.2 billion dollars. Yeah, for Bethesda. So now officially Bethesda is now a Microsoft company, and it's bringing their their huge library of very successful games to Microsoft, to the Xbox itself. uh I was talking about it, and it was funny. I was pinged by this by a lot of different people, and then I was like saying, okay, yeah, I mean, it's a big acquisition. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when you think about it, $7.5 billion, that is the Disney bought Star Wars and Marvel for combined. That's how much that's how much that was 7 point something billion. It was about $7 billion, and Microsoft just did this openly to with Bethesda. So basically, as we know, Phil Spencer has been pushing the strength of proprietary first party studios for the Microsoft system and the eco for the past couple of years now. So they've been gobbling up the individual studios to strengthen Microsoft's libraries. So, but this is by far the biggest one. Now, when they were close to comment, Phil Spencer did say that it won't be that it's a future games will be a case by case situation, that would be able to find it on different platforms. So I guess there's little hope for that, but then again, it's like, okay, they're doing it. So when I first saw this, I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. And two, it's like, wow, that's a big studio. But for me, there's like, I was thinking, good for them. I mean, like, it's cool that they released that they're trying to make the moves to become relevant, and try to have the staying power that what Sony does with all their first party studios. But like, when you heard articles about like a day or so later, when they were talking about Sony needs to kind of match it, they need to find another studio and then make that their proprietary. And I'm like, why? I mean, Sony is in a good spot already within itself to with the first party studios that they currently have. They don't need to retaliate off of this move. Yes, it's true that they lost Doom, Elder Scrolls, and like these bigger company these Fallouts and stuff like that, but it's not the end all be all. Keep this in mind, that like how Rareware was back in the day when Microsoft bought Rare from Nintendo, and then people thought that, oh crap, I mean, because Rare was like the shiny gem that Nintendo had at the time, with the big releases like Conker's Bad Fur Day, GoldenEye, and all these different kinds of things that were happening at its time. And then they thought they were going to be doing big things over at Microsoft, and boom, nothing happened. Nothing happened with it. Not saying that it's going to be the same way with Bethesda, because shoot, $7 billion is a lot of money. But I think that it would show a little bit of diversity, like good diversity, I think, between systems, to kind of say, okay, this is where we want. If we wanted to play this, we would have to get this on a Microsoft console or on PC. So I don't think it's so. I mean, I think the move is big, but I don't think it's a move that I say Sony should be sweating, because
No.
yeah, because like that's where I was kind of standing on when it came to it. So I was wondering what y'all thought about this.
I'm very surprised that Bethesda was worth that much. Not to say that they don't create great content. I'm a little shocked. Now it took I had to think. I was like, besides Doom and Elder Scrolls, like what else do they make? So Fallout, obviously, Rage, Deathloop is their game, which is coming out. Ghostwire Tokyo, Wolfenstein, Greymoor, just to name a few. Now, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think it's needed for like retaliation. I think Sony's doing their part. They know what they're doing. I think this isn't like, oh, well, they made a move, so we had a move scenario. Here's the thing. Like, Sony is a great corner in the market. I don't think that there's anything that they're missing necessarily as far as like studios and all of that. I just hope Microsoft doesn't do to Bethesda what Bethesda did to Bethesda. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, exactly what it means.
Sometimes they just pull little moves and you're just like, what are you doing, man?
That's an understatement. Because I mean, like, Bethesda's been known to kind of make these shortcuts and stuff. I think the biggest one for me is Elder Scrolls. It's like Elder Scrolls 6 better be a different system than what we're expecting of what Skyrim is, because I feel like they could shortcut this as well, that as well. So like that kind of stuff is like on the table for me. So but but I do see your point. Like you're like wondering like why, like you wouldn't think that it would be this much, but yeah. But then again, when you're a company that has basically a bottomless pit of money, does it matter at that point? You know,
I mean, it's just an investment into another investment, essentially. And you know, like I'm going through all of these. It's a great library of games. I don't know. I don't think it's worth that much money, but that's just me personally. I love the Doom series. I like the new Doom. I'm terrible at it. Visually, I don't see well enough anymore. And it's kind of one of those, like, I just have to come to terms with, like, there are just some games that I just can't play anymore. And that's okay. You know, don't get mad or upset about it. Just live vicariously through someone else. I watched us play the game from beginning to end, and I enjoyed it. I used to not be one of those people that could enjoy something like that. That's another conversation for another day. I think it was a smart move on Microsoft's part, though. I mean, if we're talking about, you know, back to what do they have that Sony is lacking? I mean, this is adding to that library, but it's not too much. Again, PC Master Race, we've discussed this. Why would I buy an Xbox when I have a PC? They don't have games that are just on the Xbox that speak to me. I think there's 2, and you know, I can't get on PC, so why bother? But you know, I think it was a smart move. I hope that they you know, don't break up the good things that Bethesda is doing, but maybe bring in like a stronger management team. You know, because sometimes they make decisions and we all look around and go, why did you do that? Hello? Are you guys okay over there? But yeah, I mean, smart move. But I don't think it's anything for Sony to be like, oh, we have to retaliate now.
Yeah. What do you think, Smitty?
Yo, this is big peen energy on Microsoft's part. Straight up, dude. What is Microsoft's biggest issues? They don't have the games to get you in. This is a huge power play. They've already got built-in games that have huge fan bases. What do we know about Bethesda? You guys know how I feel about Bethesda. They treat their fans like shit. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping with them acquiring. Straight up, dude, Todd, they need to put him to, he needs to go into retirement now. His time has passed. I'm hoping Microsoft does the right thing and they start developing and getting solid games and solid stuff that the fans of Bethesda games have come to expect. And they've been let down repeatedly over the last few years. I feel so bad for people that love Bethesda games because they just crap all over their fan base. They don't listen to anything that they say, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping Microsoft with this, they're able to get them turned around and into the right direction. There's a lot of opportunities here, not only with the games that are currently there, but then to take a serious, legit, gaming publishing company and, in Bethesda and come up with some new games moving forward. They're gonna need this. Sony, the whole Sony, like, there's like, that to me is foolish. Microsoft has a plan. They have been working this plan for some time, and we're talking about getting, you know what I mean, within cloud gaming. Now they're picking up these developers and whatnot to be able to flesh out and build out a better library. I like the moves that Microsoft is making, man. I can't even lie. This was that was a huge, nice, them picking that up. I'm excited to see what they do, and then we're gonna get, I do have Game Pass, so now we're gonna get these games that we haven't had the opportunity to play up until now.
I believe Doom. Yeah, I believe Doom Eternal just got on Game Pass now because of it. Like as of late, I'm sure. Yeah. So like, but for the most part though, no, I mean, like I said, I think it's a good move if they got the money to do it. It's actually also, I think it also shows like kind of new kind of precedence when with this, because that kind of money for to give studios that kind of things basically pretty much is saying that this is fair game for any studio, because who's to say, like, if let's say theoretically Square Enix decides to say, hey, here's we're going to sell our company for $10 billion, you don't think they're going to say no? They won't. They may shake they may wonder about that for a minute and stuff. It's like, if they're going to be given that kind of cash just for these kind of companies like that, is quite interesting. So like, I just say that it's very like, it does open up a new door of a kind of buyouts and stuff. Two, I will say this though. Two, I really hope that that Microsoft doesn't screw this up, because Microsoft is also known to destroy studios. Not as bad as EA, but like they do, because now you got the studio that has the Outer Worlds, that also now has the studio that has Skyrim. The people that were going to be originally directly competing with one another now in one umbrella. Then and then also Obsidian was also the company that did Fallout New Vegas, which could possibly give them the chance to decide to make a New Vegas 2, or something like that. Maybe something that they could go in the process of Fallout, which people are hoping that that's the way, or maybe just a new Fallout story that Obsidian's backing is going to be doing. But like, depending on how I think the big thing is to keep an eye on these studios within the next 3 years, because these kind of development things aren't something that you'd see overnight or see in a year's time. It's something that you would definitely have to keep track on, so so I don't know, like, I think it's cool that they're doing it, but I guess the question to you though is that, do you think is this a loss for Sony on Sony's side because of this? Because I mean, how big Bethesda is.
Nah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either.
I really don't. Dust brought up a good point. He said, it almost feels like someone over at Microsoft has been paying attention to Bethesda's current decline in reputation and has finally reached a point where they wanted to acquire them to push them back into devoting 100% of their efforts in developing their games, instead of attempting to rush production influenced by the need for a cash grab. At least that's the hope, right? I agree. I think so too. I like Bethesda. I wish, that they didn't make the stupid choices that they do sometimes. It's just, that's always infuriating, but I hope that's the case, honestly.
I don't know though. I think it's more like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Bethesda has made stupid decisions, and they still are known to be making stupid decisions on certain things. Fallout 76, the Elder Scrolls Blades, that iOS that they really put money on and stuff like that. And then, like, the different, like, infinite versions of Skyrim on different playable consoles and stuff. But like, then again, I mean, you still got, I mean, like, there are other IPs that are still fairly kind of kept their recognition. Like, I mean, like, for instance, like, I think Doom Eternal is a great game that also improved later on. I just think that there are other stuff like Fallout, Elder Scrolls and stuff is something that they need to actually not be lazy of, making. Is where it comes down to, so so I think that I mean, I think that I just hope good things. I really hope good things for it. And plus, when I think about, like, the Bethesda experience on the PlayStation, besides Doom, Skyrim and Fallout were very limited because of PlayStation's rules of customization on the with your character and stuff. So, like, you couldn't get outside apps to make your own stuff like you could on PC. So that caused it to be behind on the on updates and delay and stuff. So it was always behind. So I've been kind of like, okay, so that might be like a good riddance on Sony's thing, but at the same time, it's like, it's not the best place to play those games anyways in the first place. In my opinion.
Well, it's funny too, because now you have Microsoft creating a PlayStation exclusive game in Deathloop. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, they're making their money from them one way or the other. You know, again, I feel like that was just a power move on their part. Smart, calculated. Again, I think, I mean, it's hard to fathom that it went for more than the whole, you know, Marvels and this and that, because, like, you know, but clearly Microsoft sees something in there within that. And again, I think they have a well-crafted plan that they are just executing the notes, and they're just going and doing it. And finally, when it all comes together here at the end and what it looks like, dude, you know, I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Unless you like to believe it, I don't know. I mean,
we'll see. Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty, I mean, dude, that's pretty ballsy. $7.2 billion.
I know.
Like, you really think, like, I mean, that is baller money to a point. It's like, I like that plan must be like in gold of like, oh, I have an idea what I want you to do, you know?
Right.
But,
like the world's major problems
crazy.
kind of
money.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, even like even successful IPs and stuff, like different kinds of companies. I don't know if they would want to do it. Like can you imagine, like, if you see like the next, well, because like the next kind of company, like, for instance, I think the next company that would go if someone bought them would be like Ubisoft. Because even though Ubisoft could be, you can see that to be like $1 billion company because they have so many different kinds of IPs that make some money. But like, I just don't know, man. Like, I don't know if it's going to be worth that much. That's crazy. You're saying you're saying
fork knife kind of money.
Yeah, that's true. That's
very
true.
Yeah. We'll see.
But has always been known to have extremely great story crafters in their staff, in their implementation teams. Recently has been straight, but their IP ideas have always been top notch in concept. Well, yeah, we'll see. But like I said, it's under the Microsoft tree that might change. But hopefully well, I don't know when it comes to their budget. I bet you their budget either probably drastically increases or whatever. But we'll see. We'll definitely see.
True.
I'm excited to see how it plays out. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to see how this looks out. How this is going to come out too. But like I said, I think it's very, very, very interesting to me the path that they're going with this. So that's pretty awesome. Smitty, what are you bringing to the table?
Yo, so you guys know I'm all about that cloud gaming. I believe, you know what I mean?
You are not.
I am. I'm not really, because I haven't really played it, but I am excited for what it can be. And Amazon stepped into the ring of cloud gaming with Luna. I feel like this kind of just snuck up on everybody. I don't know why you didn't see that either. I don't know why. I can't remember. I don't remember ever hearing anything about Amazon developing any kind of cloud gaming or anything like that. But Luna, apparently, this thing will run on everything, including iOS devices. My understanding of it is that it's via a web-based app. And I don't know how that works exactly, as far as, 'cause I know that there's a lot of issues with these cloud gamings through iOS. A lot of them aren't available because of their app rules and whatnot. So this is almost, and again, it's not, I guess it's, I mean, I don't know if I'd call it circumventing it, but it seems like you are able to play it on your Apple devices, along with, I don't think it's gonna be, I don't think it's on Android yet, but Android will be coming. But like Fire TV, this and that. It looks clean. Let me get into the article here a little bit. I think they said, Amazon said that more than 100 games will be available via the Luna Plus channel. This is like $5 a month, I believe it is. $4.99 or $5 a month is a monthly subscription. It comes with the controller, and then you basically, everything is ran from the cloud here. This looks clean, man. This is something that, again, this is exciting because I'm hoping, especially with it being on Apple devices, I'm hoping that they're able to kind of emulate what they've done and how they've gotten around Apple having an issue with the system. or with them cloud gaming apps on iOS devices. So I was like, I definitely want to dig deeper into what this web-based app. I went and right now here, let me drop the article, because right now you can actually sign up I signed up for the release of it, the whatever, but you have to like put in a request to do it and be able to be a part of it. So I am absolutely going to be trying this out. This so far seems to be maybe one of the most viable ways to be able to get cloud gaming on any device that you play on. So this is really exciting news. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Amazon again, man, flexing. Not only that, but we also know that they're working on, and their IP so far have not been the greatest. I heard the MMO actually, people have been playing that more. But, they had to pull the reins back on Crucible, throw that back into testing, which again, we said that was a bold move by them to make that call and say, look, this is not where it should be. We're going to do some more testing. But, dude.
I appreciated that, to be quite honest with you. Here, man, like this opens up so much for so many people. And I mean, I've talked about this. Growing up, I didn't have money. If this was available, I can tell you right now, my mom would have gotten me a controller and been like, suck it up. This is what you get. You already got a smartphone, hook it up, figure it out, and I like it. I think it's great, and it's, I feel and it's not just good in that aspect. There's so many other uses for it. I mean, for me, like instantly I thought, oh man, what if I have another brain surgery? I can stream directly from my hospital bed. If this is if this is available, you know what I mean? And I don't see the harm in it. I'm curious how they're getting around terms of service for iOS. How are they doing it? Because I can tell you right now, Fork Knife just walked Apple into a lawsuit for almost the same thing.
No, that was greed. Well, that's a whole different thing.
But yes and no. But I mean, at the same time, though, in-game purchases, iOS, are they going to be getting a chunk of that?
Well, yeah,
they have to be at this point, right?
Well, the way that iOS's work is that when you play a game, the any in-game currency that you're going through, like on your phone per se, like they get a percentage, just like how it is on Twitch. Like if you have Twitch on your phone and you buy something separate, like if you buy a subscription or if you buy something, it's going to cost a little more because of the app, the iOS, what the iOSs are getting back for their deal. Right. So like. Yeah, so like now originally what Fortnite was trying to do was that they were trying to do an in-game store within itself to circumvent that, and then that's what. No,
and I understand that. But what I'm saying is, how are they doing this for $5 a month? I feel like some's a little hinky here, and I have questions, but I feel like I have too many questions that we won't have answers to that'll just end up being frustrating if you get to
how is this? I just want to know what's different about Stadia. So what makes this different from Stadia though? That's what I want to know. Right.
Let me tell you what makes a difference.
Isn't Stadia owned by Amazon too?
No, that's Google. So it says players who subscribe to this channel will have access to their favorite Ubisoft titles because they're partnered up with Ubisoft as well. In up to 4K resolution, mobile gameplay, and access to new titles when the channel launches. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, Immortal Phoenix Rising, the same day release. So that they're going to drop same day, it sounds like, on the platform. It's also the first, it says this is the first multiple Luna game channels in development where customers can play games for their favorite publishers and genre. It says Luna will also feature Twitch integration. This is huge. Inside the Luna experience, player will see Twitch streams for games in the service and from Twitch. They'll be able to instantly start playing Luna games, Amazon says. Games can be played either with a mouse and keyboard or a Bluetooth controller. To go along with this, Amazon has also announced its own Alexa-enabled Luna controller, which will cost $50.
Nothing of the sort
during that time. So this is digging in a little deeper here as well. It says Luna controller is Alexa enabled and connects directly to the cloud effortlessly to control your game. Featuring a multiple antenna design at blah 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 blah. lower latency gaming. In fact, our testing showed a reduction in round trip latency. Luna controller via Bluetooth, 17 to 30 milliseconds among PC, Fire TV, and Mac.
So do you need a Fire TV for the controller to work?
That's a good question.
I think because that's all through the Amazon. So basically, if you have Amazon, it's basically Amazon because Amazon is Fire TV or
yeah, but like
I don't think
theoretically, let's say theoretically that you wanted to play on your TV, for instance, like Stadia, you have to connect the Chromecast, so your Stadia could actually the Stadia controller could pick it up because it's a Stadia the receiver is on the Chromecast. I mean, there would have to be like some kind of receptor that your controller would have to talk to if you want to play on your TV. Your TV won't just automatically just say, "Oh, okay, that's a controller," and then just be good with it.
No,
you have Amazon, like an Amazon app on it.
No, and it sounds like too that I mean I don't know if there's a way to just directly connect via Bluetooth. I don't think TVs have Bluetooth.
My 4K does.
No,
does it?
Well, I don't.
My 4K does, but here's the thing. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to think because I don't really use it that often. My 4K does have Bluetooth, and I can enable it. And like, let's say I have two Bluetooth devices. I turn my TV's Bluetooth on. It searches. It finds the other Bluetooth. Let's say it's the controller, right? Let's assume that the controller is the antenna. Great. But not all TVs do that. I mean, the newer Rokus in the last like 4 years do. I know they do. And then my TV, which is only 2 years old, it's a 4K. It does it, but I don't know if any. Roku was one of the first ones to do that. Oh, I'm trying to think of how that would work. If you're on a Wi-Fi connection, though, you gotta assume you're gonna have lag from that. You're also gonna have a little bit of lag from the controller. You're gonna have lag.
Well, it's not connecting wirelessly. Well, the controller's not connecting wirelessly, not direct wireless. They're probably gonna use either. They said either not with Bluetooth because like how the Stadia controller connects, it connects through Bluetooth,
right?
But it connects through Bluetooth to the Chromecast,
right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't have something like that, then I would assume the
I don't know. Yeah.
So this is for So early access is $6 a month, unlimited hours of play, growing library of games, up to 1080p, 60 frames, 4K coming soon. Stream on 2 devices at a time and play on PC, Mac, Fire TV, and web apps for iPhone and iPad. It's that web apps part. I don't know what that means exactly. What is a web app?
I mean, it must be. Well, they said web app for tablets and
that is specific for iPhone and iPads. That is whatever the web app is allowing them to be able to have their service on there, whereas other cloud gaming services have run into the issues.
What if
it's their app?
It's the Amazon app, right? And then it would be through that internal web app that you can then open Luna. So it is going around iOS, TOS, right?
I mean, is it?
I don't know because it's blanketed under Amazon's whole thing is what they're doing. They're like, they stuck it in there. So it's not its own proprietary thing. And somehow they're just like, oh, but you guys are a business. So you're not classified the same way that we would classify straight up a gaming company. This is what I'm talking about. This is how, and there's probably something, but this is how these cloud companies are now going to get around it. They have to have it blanketed into something else that is met under different guidelines.
That's pre-existing. Existing. Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, but then so the other question is, did they say how much the controller is going to cost?
They said that's $60, $59.99 for the controller.
And then the
PlayStation controller costs nowadays.
Yeah,
$49.
No, 60. Same thing. Yeah,
$60. But okay, that's very interesting to me because like I'm still like not seeing the difference though. But like, because it's still doing so. Like the only difference is,
you're not having to buy games. I don't think.
It doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like
so it's a legitimate channel, not
Yeah, exactly.
So is there a free? So there's no free tier. You just have to pay.
No.
I haven't seen. And right now it's like it's going into early access. This is basically You know what I mean?
Contact.
What Stadia? That's why I said I put myself in to be able to get into the early access, because I absolutely try it, because right now this one seems like the most viable one that has come out to be able to be on all devices.
Unknown says that the controller looks like a Switch Pro controller, and that's exactly.
It's a comfortable controller you're already familiar with. You know what I mean? Like, that's no having to get used to a new controller. Like, smart.
I need to take a look at that. Yeah, this looks, because I mean, like, I need to see the list of games though too, because I think like if they're in contact with Ubisoft, I mean, that just seems like I mean, that's already a big library in itself. So like I just think that like with the things like that, it looks very promising. I mean, don't get me wrong, because the bigger thing is this: the back end side is that if they're so they're saying that they're taking their time off of 4K, which is cool, good move on that, because it's not an easy thing, and you need to have a very high connection for download downstream. So, but like the bigger thing is the fact that their architecture, their infrastructure is with AWS. That's the Amazon Web Services. That's a cloud service. Google Cloud is a distant second place to that when it comes to that kind of thing. So even so not only that you're having a more reliable cloud service than what Google is, $5 cheaper than what Stadia Pro is, and then I think that it's also not going to have the special kind of encryption that Stadia claims that lowers the millisecond, the lag time, which I really think that's a little BS. That's a load of BS. I just think that like it's very it's promising, but is it going to be promising enough? So I'm still kind of skeptical. I was burned by Stadia. I just hope that it's not going to be like that. And I like the fact that this is a channel. So basically it's a Netflix. This is essentially the Netflix for gaming.
Absolutely.
Essentially.
You're paying monthly. Cool. It's a channel. You can use keyboard and mouse. So, interesting. What's on Ubisoft? Yeah. I can't even think of what I play that uses Ubisoft.
Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed's a big one. Tom Clancy games, Division, Far Cry. Yeah. There's a new Phoenix game that's coming out. Watch Dogs is another one. There's a lot.
This is cool, like man.
There's a lot of games that Ubisoft is.
I grabbed it for Dust so that he can do it, because I don't have an Amazon account.
You don't have an Amazon account at all? Interesting. That's
not
cool.
anymore. No, I shared it with somebody and money got stolen from my bank account.
Yeah, you told me about that.
I don't trust Amazon no more.
So this is something that you're actually interested in. You would be interested in trying checking out yourself, right, Smitty?
Absolutely. That is the plan, dude. I signed up for early access, so hopefully I'll be able to get in and do a good assessment of it.
This is what doesn't make sense to me though. Like, so you're more hyped about this, but you weren't hyped about Stadia. What is it that's different with Stadia at around the same time as than this?
Again, and I don't know how this goes, but and it's kind of like GeForce Now. That's why I was so hyped on GeForce Now. I want to be able to play my games wherever I want to play them. Give me options. You're telling me I could play it on my TV? That'd be fantastic. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to bounce around everywhere. So depending on how this is, I still don't believe in necessarily the having to, you have this cloud service, but you have to buy these games over on this platform, as opposed to, just getting it on Steam or whatever. I like what GeForce Now was doing, was just letting you take your library and play it on the cloud. That to me is ideal for cloud gaming. And I'm hoping that this is going more in that direction. And I feel better about at least having a library of games that are current that I could play anywhere, as opposed to having to go and rebuy all this stuff. Or I have no incentive for Stadia to get things on that platform. That the only reason I would do that is if I didn't have a PC or consoles, and the only option I would have is because we have a Chromecast, and that is all we have. Which in this day and age too, like that's just not what it is. It's just not what I have, and I just, Stadia to me was they rushed out what they were trying to do because they knew that this cloud gaming was going to start booming. Everybody was been working on this for a grip now, so they try to rush it to get that hype and this and that, but it was poorly executed. They need to box it back up, take it back and rethink what they're doing as far as with it. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
I knew somebody was going to say that because I know him. It sucks when you feel like you're trapped in one room all day, but you have that need to finish what you started, and you're like, man, it's like I only have like 2 hours left, but like my butt fell asleep like 4 ago, and I just want to stand up and I want to go snuggle with Lincoln in the bedroom and just play it on the TV. You know what I mean? And it's like you feel cooped up in one room all day. It sucks. If the thought of just being able to be like, meh, save, walk in the other room, grab my phone, put the thing, I can lay on my side and play in bed or in the bathroom if I choose so, it's one of those like, why not, and I get it. Also, Smitty has to use the men's room. He'll be right back. Pause.
Oh, he did. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's wow, that's very crazy. That's a crazy deal. Trying with that. So yeah, I need to look into that and see.
I mean, if we're not having to buy extra stuff and like you only maybe have to buy a controller, that's a little more like enticing.
I mean, but come on, it's the same thing as Stadia, though.
You have to have a Chromecast.
Well, I don't know, but we still don't know how the full technology works for that controller. I don't believe that. I don't believe that you just buy the controller. I think there has to be a receiver somehow that you have to get to.
We have them in our brains. They already implanted them, David.
Yes, I would love to have what you're smoking right now, because that is just would be very, very nice to have that kind of thing.
The antenna just pops out of our heads right as we
talk about it. Yeah, because like
there you go.
Yeah, so like the receiver itself is where it comes down. I do like that purple blend though, and then I think it's a natural move for Amazon to do anyway, since they own Twitch. I mean, that's like freaking amazing. That would be a good move for them. So we'll see.
All right. Say that the Alexa integration, I'm gonna sue the pants off of Amazon one day. I had the name first, and I'm sick of hearing my name everywhere on TVs in the middle of the night when I'm trying to sleep because I set the timer and a commercial comes up and it's for an Alexa and they say my name about 18 times and it wakes me up. It's very frustrating. It's
nice. Says I love you. It says it means the world loves you. Loves Alexa, apparently. All right, Lex, you are closing us out. What are you bringing to the table?
Ooh, I have some interesting news. So a lot of us the last week and a half, maybe 2, started playing Among Us. I don't know if you'd had Among Us, talking to the audience, if you had Among Us previously. I thought it was a new game. A lot of us here did. It's not. Fun fact, it came out in 2018. And then I thought, well, maybe it got released on phones recently, and that's what drew everyone to start playing it again. But no, it was released on phones June of 2018. August of 2018 is when it came out on Steam. So I don't know where the traction came back and the allude to playing it, but I'm gonna take some words from our friend Double Agent Smith, who is a lovely human being. He said, we started off the year making friends and inviting them to our islands, and we're ending it by backstabbing each other. It's great. And he's not wrong. So Among Us, if you haven't played, you can play with up to 10 people, up to 3 imposters now. They're not making a second one. So after releasing the first one, within a month, they had stated that they were going to be making a second one. That the sequel would come, and that the multiplayer space mystery Among Us has now been canceled. So it's relatively welcome in the fact that everything that they were going to do for the second game, they're just going to pour into the first one, which, as somebody who plays the game and enjoys it for what it is at its core, I appreciate that. We've decided to cancel Among Us 2 and instead put our focus into improving Among Us 1. All the content we had planned for Among Us 2 will instead go into the first game, which I like because now they're going to have to think of new ideas for the second one. This is probably the more difficult choice because it means going deep into the core code of the game and reworking several parts of it. The studio will definitely be busy for a while following the game's sudden ascent back into widespread Twitch popularity. Their servers have been coping with a good hammering of people, I have to say. For a game that I thought was newer, I was like, wow, we're not really having a lot of dropouts. I mean, one or two here and there, and usually it's someone who's on their phone gets dropped from your game if you have like 8 to 10 people. And I was in my mind commending them for their great servers. They're not a new game. They've been around since 2018, you guys. So I don't know. Did Ninja play it last week or 2 weeks ago, and now everyone's wanting to? I don't know.
I'm assuming an influencer did. I don't think it was Ninja, but it had to have been someone definitely did to get into that kind of popularity goal, So, but I mean, I'm glad they did because that's exactly what you would want them to do is to play a game that not a lot of people are playing and then realize how fun that game is, and then other people play the game now too, because now people help the developer with the money to be doing these kind of decisions and stuff that they're doing, So
I love games like this too. Like it kind of reminds me of what's that? Deceit. It kind of reminds me of Deceit, but like, you know what I mean, on a much more basic level. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. I was in the same boat. I totally thought it was a new game that came out, you know what I mean? And like all of a sudden it's like, Fall Guys was a hot new thing, and all of a sudden Among Us has just completely exploded. It's crazy that this game has been around. I am curious to see like how it all of a sudden, like the popularity, like where it came from, like what was the thing that all of a sudden this game has exploded. But I love it. It's got a great consumer price, $5, or you can play it for free on your phone. Yeah, dude, just you can see why this game is successful. It's fun. I'm excited to see what more they do with it and where they take this. And then again, as streamers, this is a fantastic game to be able to play with your community, have fun, get to know them, you know what I mean? And other than the salty people, because apparently people get salty about this game, like super duper salty. Yeah. So, I think this is a fantastic game. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to see more what they do with this.
Yeah, that's true. And that's for them to make a decision like that. I'm glad. I was actually thinking, we were actually talking about this the other day, and we're wondering why, it's understandable that why they would want to make a sequel, but because they're wanting to strike while they aren't kind of like doing what Fall Guys was doing for their season 2. But but then at the same time, we're thinking why can't they just update the game, do with new stages itself and do all these other things that they could, and apparently they thought the same thing. So if they were on the same page, then that's more for us. We don't have to pay for anything extra. I just think that they should just maybe I would say make it cosmetic microtransactions and stuff like more of those kind of figures and stuff like that would make would make it a little bit different.
They have added new pets in the last week because originally you could have the hamster, which we lovingly call Peanut, and then you could have the dog, which it's terrible if you get murdered because they get left behind.
They just slip behind. Yeah. I usually use the little child, the mini character.
Little mini imposter, But they've added a few new pets since then. But I think it's a great game. It's so simple at its core, and it's also a good. I wouldn't say play this with children. I really wanted to see if my godkids would want to play this with me because it's free on phones or mobile devices, meaning tablets. But I also don't want to teach them how to be sneaky and lie to me. So maybe not. But it's interesting to play with your friends, especially people that you've known for a really long time. We were playing with JT last night, and I said, JT, I feel like if I outright ask you if you were the imposter, you're going to giggle like a little girl, and I'm gonna be able to vote you off. So I'm not gonna ask you, but where the heck were you? And it's playing with Chrissy Pickles is just a blast. If you guys know her, play with her. It is but make sure she's in voice chat. It's just the cutest thing. Yes, she's an adult. I don't care, but she's just adorable in every sense of the word. But it's just one of those games. It's so simple. You know, you're either an imposter or you're not an imposter, and you can go through vents or not go through vents. I get accused of going through vents, whether I go through them or not, to be quite honest. But it's a really interesting game, and you kind of start to learn, you know, that there's different methods to the madness. You can kill people and run away and hope you don't get caught on the way out. You know, it's so simple, and it's just so great. Now, I learned that apparently you can close doors. I don't know how to do that. So tonight, if we play, that's what I'm going to try to figure out. But I never get to kill people. I get to be imposter like twice.
You know what's funny? It's like, but like, Smitty though, like overall though, like I mean, would be for like microtransactions and stuff more than you would rather want to make a sequel.
Within, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, like, you know, it's like, I get it. I have no problem with cosmetic microtransactions, but if, you know, I think it's even better if there's a way to also earn currency in game, you know, some way to be able to afford that stuff too. It doesn't have to just be, you know, like actual money. If there was a way to get currency in game too, I think that'd be cool. But yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with this having any kind of microtransactions like that for sure, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
it's $5. It's $5. Yeah. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's free on, you know, phones too. Like, I get it.
I just think that it needs to be what's it called? Like, I think they also need to, well, besides the big thing that they need to fix is their servers, but the one of the other things I think they should actually give you more of a better customization option, so you don't have to get kicked out of the server completely, so you can change the amount of imposters if you need to change it to one, or if you want to change it to more than one. That they let you do that inside the room rather than before the room is created. So maybe that's just the way it's coded. I don't know, but like, I think that this game definitely has room for upgrades rather than worried about a sequel. And
well, again, dude, I mean, this is like the same thing like with for Fortnite and them pulling off of like Paragon to focus resources directly on this game. This is a smart move on their part. Why are we wasting our time? We've already got a solid platform here. Yeah. Let's take what we're working on, insert into there full force 100% at Among Us.
Yeah, big time.
I like it.
Yeah, awesome.
Only thing I wish there was a little bit as far as I'm going to come at it from the disabled standpoint. So I don't see well. Not a new fact. I have to open the map, so it always takes me a second to like find my mouse on the screen because I have 3. Hit the map button, walk around to my little thing. I then have to close the map to then do my tasks. I just wish there was like a little, like, I could open my map a different way instead of having to physically click it on the screen.
You can.
Oh, it won't let me. How do I do it? I can't? What?
You switch to mouse and keyboard, then you just press tab. And then the tab button is the map.
He wasn't doing that for me.
Oh wait, what were you doing? What have you been doing?
I'm physically touching it on the map. That's why people are like, "Why aren't you moving?" I'm like, "I'm trying to find my mouse."
That is hilarious.
I don't know. Or like, I'll start to move, like if I'm streaming, and I'm like, "Why am I not moving?" I'm like, "Oh, my mouse is all the way out onto oblivion." Shut up. David.
That's terrible.
It's not. No.
The more you know. The more you know. That just no.
Lex, what do you have planned for the week?
I don't know. Oh, we're starting a new game tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Monday. I'm real excited. It's called what is it called?
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, no. The Walking Fish 2.
The Walking Fish 2?
Frontier. Yep, that's what it's called. I knew it by heart. It was recommended to us by Duty Beard, so we're gonna play that this week. It's a comedy horror, which that's right up my alley. I think we're gonna keep with the spoopies until after October. So yeah, we'll only have one day a week where it's non-spoopy games, which will be Thursday, which will be our community night. And yeah, we have like a good lineup. I wish Barbara would come back. I'm kind of sad I locked her somewhere else because these androids suck, man. I don't like
The
them.
worst of the aliens.
Well, there's only one Barbara, and you can't really replace her, you know? And though she scares everybody else, I think her and I are good gal pals, you know? But I get it. It follows, you know, horror movie guidelines like don't ever say be right back or you die. And every time someone says be right back, I'm like, well, you're dead. Here's Barbara, you know? Or an android to snap your neck. So it sucks, but we're almost done with it. So I think we'll finish that this week too. And I think we have Amnesia lined up after or Layers of Fear. I think we voted on it, but yeah, we're just playing new games this week and probably play Among Us and I'll piss more people off and you're welcome.
All right, cool. Smitty, what do you have lined up?
Fantastic. You know, just I also am, I believe I'm gonna do it for October. Just every stream is gonna be a scary game. I've got to go back and finish Home Sweet Home. That's what we tried last year. I'm actually gonna do it this time though, and then we'll move on through the month of. Huh?
Home Sweet Home isn't scary.
That's what somebody. What do you mean? That's what somebody. Somebody had recommended it to me last year, as far as the game. So I don't know. So far, when I played it, what I have played of it wasn't that bad, but I've got some other games as well, so I think I'm gonna do that for the month of October, and just really just chill. Yeah, just chill. I'm excited. That's my birthday month as well. So October is where it's at, y'all. I'm excited to roll into the OCT.
Very nice, man. Very nice.
What about you, Davis? Let me ask. Let me be a gentleman. Dang it.
I am, what's it called? Well, like I was actually kind of on the fence on what I was wanting to do. But I think I'm going to be doing, well, I'm definitely thinking about streaming some of this Genshin Impact on Monday when it comes out because it's opening day for it. It's first day. If I do like it, I'll probably maybe do the next 2 days because I don't really have anything like really fully planned for gaming wise for this next week. Thursdays, I'm going to be doing Animal Crossing like I always do, Thursday afternoons. So just a chill, like, clean the palate kind of scenario. Friday, I think it's October, right? Like it's already like October 3rd at that point, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, October 2nd. Yeah, so like Friday, oh yeah, Animal Crossing's also doing a Halloween event. So
yeah, they
like,
are. That goes live the 30th.
So yeah, so that's gonna be cool. So then Friday I'm gonna probably start playing Resident Evil 7 because I've never played that. That's the one Resident Evil I've never played. So gonna give that sucker a shot. And I'm gonna play with the community. So backseat is more than welcome on that one for me. And luckily I'm not playing this on VR because I would totally probably crap my pants if I did.
Yeah,
but still, it was so that's my plan for the next week. So definitely check us out on CFG Games on that as well. Guys, thank you so much for checking us out on episode number 66 of the CFG Gamecast. We are always doing this on the weekends. Check us out. We'll be back again next week with some awesome meaty topics. You could check. You could also, if you missed this on the live stream, that's okay. No worries. We don't hold grudges here. We'll definitely just check us out on any podcast services on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, anywhere, and actually just now Amazon services their podcast services now too. So we are everywhere all the time. Check us out and go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com to check out everything that we do, interviews and whatever, and just what have you, of all different kinds of things. So thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you next week. Davis, Smitty, and Lex signing off. Y'all take it easy.